So first, let me explain my scenario. I felt like this scenario would be applicable at any elementary school. A large number of elementary school teachers have admitted that they're not comfortable teaching mathematics, and the test scores at your school are showing that. And the school district uses both mathematics and literacy test results to determine how well the school is doing. So the principal has asked you, the instructional coach, to address this situation by creating a year outline of professional development sessions to present to teachers at maybe one of the beginning of the year meetings, faculty meetings, or maybe um, joining teachers at their grade level meetings at the beginning of the year and explaining this to them. All right, teachers. So based on some feedback we got from you, let's talk about math. So like I just said, based on some feedback from staff through the survey you took, and based on just some different conversations that I've had with teachers around the building, and of course our test scores here, professional learning this year will be all about math and implementing it in your classroom. So, throughout the school year, whenever you meet with your grade level during your professional development time, you will meet with your grade level twice a month. Some months, if we have a break, for example, like December, we may only meet once, but most months we're going to try to fit in 2 times. And one thing we're going to discuss are ideas that you have. Sometimes your neighbor teacher can have the best ideas. So don't be afraid to toot your own horn. Sometimes that's okay. And we're going to share ideas that we have and share things that we've done in our classroom that really work, and so that we can all benefit. And in the end, of course, the kids benefit from that. Another thing you're going to discuss when we meet are our resources and materials. So I feel like within our county, we have a problem. We have so many resources. Sometimes it's hard to navigate through them all. It's a good and bad thing. It's good to have all those resources and materials, but sometimes that can be overwhelming, and knowing which one to choose, which one you should spend time looking at and investigating and seeing which one might work for your class. So we're going to go into some resources and materials that are available to you. Another thing that we're going to discuss when we meet is what I'm going to call the recipe for daily instruction. So how should my math block look? That's the big question here. So what should my block look like on a daily basis? What are some routines I should include? And then how much time should I be spending doing whole group, small group, your closing, your mini lesson, etc. So we're going to be definitely talking about this and helping you think about how you can organize that instruction to maximize that time. So something that we're going to implement this year is the balanced mathematics framework. And these are the 3 main areas that we're going to look at when we talk about balanced mathematics framework. So how students demonstrate their mathematical proficiency, which would be like their knowledge of procedures and how to apply them. Can they explain and justify things? Can they have conceptual understanding? And then, of course, they have to know it's okay to make mistakes as long as we can learn from those mistakes. How students represent mathematical thinking. So can they draw? Can they use pictures, numbers, and symbols? Can they discuss it with you, a peer? And then, of course, can they apply these representations to real world situations? And lastly, how students are grouped. So we want to make sure we're using a variety of grouping, like you need to be doing some whole groups, some small groups, some partners, some individual, and then also giving students some choice within that grouping to make sure they're getting what they need. So like I said, the balanced mathematics framework will look something like this, just to give you a quick glimpse of what we're talking about here. And as you can see, most of your time should be spent doing mini lessons. I'm sorry, not mini lessons, the small group lessons. I'm going to give you a minute to look at this. Okay, so whenever we meet throughout the year, we're going to talk about what each of these are. Number sense routine, your opener, your mini lesson, your closing, your small group practice, all that. We'll go into detail about what each of those are and how you can be using those in your classroom. But this is kind of like what we want to see daily in your classroom. Just a framework for you to go by. So that was just a quick overview of what we're going to be doing in Power Learning this year. It's going to be math focused because we want you to make sure that you feel supported by me. You know where you can find me, you know where my office is. You can always call me, email me. Anytime you have a question on what you should be doing or how I can help you problem solve through a lesson you did and you didn't feel like it went well, always come to me. I am here to help you. And then we also want you to feel confident in your math plans and feel good after you teach a lesson. And if you didn't feel good or confident about it, it's okay. Let's reflect and go back and make changes to it so that your next lesson will be awesome. And then, of course, we want you to feel accomplished. So when you leave these Power Learning sessions, we don't want you to feel like it was just a waste of time. We want you to get something out of it. So these are the main goals we have this year with our professional development. We'll be talking about math and getting you more confident in teaching math. Again, if you have questions, please come to me. Let me know. I'm here to support you, and I'm excited to get this year started and talk about math.